Welcome to Healing Through Brokenness, where we meet life's hardest questions with honest faith and deep hope. Today, there's a kind of emptiness that words can't explain. It's not just sadness, it's not even loneliness. It's that deep, hollow space where something's supposed to be but isn't. The kind of emptiness where you feel like your cup has run dry. No peace, no strength, no overflow. And yet, life keeps asking you to pour. There's a quote that says you can't draw from an empty cup. And how true is that? You try to show up for people. You try to respond in love, in kindness, in grace. But when your own well feels dry, when your soul feels worn, but nothing inside you feels full, how do you give and how do you serve? And that's when the disappointment hits. But sometimes, when you expect something from people, maybe kindness, encouragement, understanding, and you don't get it, it hurts, it stings. But maybe they don't have it to give. Maybe at that moment, they are just empty as you are. That's the hard truth about emptiness. It's not always someone's fault. It's the reality of human being. We run out. And that's what happens to us too. There's always one thing, that missing piece that we keep asking God for. That quiet request that lives in our hearts. Lord, if only I had this, I would be whole. If only you answered these prayers, I would have had peace. If only this pain would end, I could rest. It could be the ache of loneliness, the weight of grief, the uncertainty of a job, the struggle of parenting, the fear of the future, the need for healing. That's one thing that keeps you up at night, that wakes you with a sign, that leaves you staring into silence, asking God when. That's one thing that makes you incomplete, that strips you down and shows you your own frailty. We all have it. And even when we serve God, even when we trust God, that emptiness does not always go away. But here's the truth that carried us today. Serving God doesn't mean the situation is removed. It doesn't always mean the answer comes fast. It does mean He gives you just enough strength to get through the next second, the next breath, the next sunrise. It's not always strength for the journey. Sometimes it's just strength for the moment. And that moment becomes a chain. And before you know it, you have survived a day you thought would break you. You have spoken grace when you thought you would shut down. You have loved somebody when you thought you wouldn't feel again. That's what grace looks like when your cup is empty. This emptiness may be a season, or for some of us it feels like a lifetime. The thread that never seems to knot, the longing that never fully fades. So we come to you, God. How can we feel this emptiness? How do we give when we have nothing? How can we trust when we barely sing? But we hear a whisper back, let Him feel you. Not with everything you think you need, not with instant solutions, but with what He can pour. Things money cannot buy, things money can buy. He doesn't rush the pouring. He doesn't overflow just to impress. He feels slowly, deeply, and intentionally, because He knows that a heart slowly filled will hold better, will not leak under pressure, and will last. So even today I speak to you. I know someone listening feels bone dry, who has been giving out of empty, who has been living on survival, who has been crying no one sees. But yet this, God sees your cup, God sees your emptiness. He honors it, He steps into it, and He begins to fill. Not because you earned it, not because you are strong, but because you are His. And that's enough. So I ask you today, Lord, how can you feel this emptiness? I know that I'm already in the right place speaking to you. It's in the asking that the pouring begins. And from the first drop, healing starts. Hope awakens. And remember, you're never meant to feel yourself. You're always meant to be filled by Him. And that feeling will heal you for every brokenness. Amen.